Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. This is a great movie, directed by Philip Kaufman. Definitely recommend it. It's a remake of a 50s movie, which I've never seen, but I should watch because I really like this movie. I saw it a while ago. Liked it then, like it now. With some things about it, I don't know if they're negatives, but it's I'll get into it later in the spoilers, but Donald Sutherland, the great Leonard Nimoy, Spock, Jeff Goldblum, Brooke Adams, Veronica Cartwright. So really good cast. And even a cameo by Robert Duvall in the very beginning, right around 5 minutes. He's on a swing set looking very weird and creepy. So basically, this is a movie where it's in San Francisco. There's these spores, you would call them that, and they come to Earth, come to San Francisco, or maybe all around the planet, you don't really know, and start taking over people's bodies, basically cloning them, destroying the original body, cloning them through a pod, which is in this poster here. It's a pretty cool poster. Pretty brutal. Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Jeff Goldblum kind of start to notice this, catch wind of this. People are acting weird, strange. Brooke Adams notices at first. Her husband is acting very strange. It's almost like all his emotions gone. It's not the same guy that he was. Donald Sutherland also, after she goes to him, a person in a dry cleaner. They own a dry cleaners. He's getting his stuff dry cleaned. The husband whispers to him, "Hey, come over here," and says, "That's not my wife." And then he's like, "Well, what do you mean? She's right there." And he's like, "No, that's not my wife. You don't understand. That's not her." And he doesn't really understand, but I think this is after he already talked to Brooke Adams, so he begins to investigate. He and her work for, is it the Department of Health, I think, in California, and they probably investigate, outbreaks of diseases and stuff, but what he's doing is he goes to restaurants, probably at random, make sure that the kitchens are clean, there's clean, that there's not rat droppings, and he finds some rat droppings in a pretty funny scene. Leonard Nimoy plays like a psychiatrist who is kind of there to kind of push back against some of this. He's the logical one. I mean, he's almost playing Spock. Although he kind of pushes it back. I think Spock would actually believe it, though, because Spock's seen some crazy stuff. So he plays Dr. David Kibner. Oh, wow. And there's a homeless banjo guy playing who was performed by the Grateful Dead's frontman, Jerry Garcia. I didn't even know that. Not really into Grateful Dead, but that's cool. Maybe the director's a fan. There's a cameo by the guy Don Siegel, who directed the 1956 movie. He plays the taxi driver. Oh, there's also the star of that movie in this too. Oh yeah, there's a taxi driver, Don Siegel. Wow, who directed Dirty Harry? It's an awesome movie. Escape from Alcatraz. So, but yeah, a really good movie. Kind of a dark movie, um, but I really like it. Philip Kaufman directed The Right Stuff. He also co-wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I was just looking at his IMDb. I didn't even know that. Or I don't know. Did he write the story, the adaptation? Does that mean he wrote the book on it? Shot for shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Wait, what? I thought it said that he did. Oh yeah, story by Raiders of the Lost Ark. So yeah, story by him and George Lucas. So he's probably friends with Lucas. Then Lawrence Kasdan wrote the screenplay. So pretty cool. And I think he helped in the character. So yeah, his characters by in Last Crusade and stuff. Um, but yeah, the really good movie, great acting, really great cinematography, great like Paranoia, like the paranoid thrillers of the '70s. This is definitely one of them. All like kind of a conspiracy theory movie too, if you think about it. And like this, the parallax view is really good. If no one's seen that, I should review that. That I really like that movie. Um, what is it? 3 Days of the Condor, really good. So, um, but yeah, really good movie. Definitely worth a watch. Even if you haven't seen the original, I've never seen it, so the original kind of was like a anti-communist movie, apparently, like a Red Scare kind of thing. So, but I'll get into spoilers now. So they start catching on, and but slowly throughout the movie, more people are becoming pod people, basically, and Brooke Adams almost becomes one. There are multiple points in the movie, and it's like they go to sleep. You go to sleep. If there's a pod near you, these fibers will kind of touch you. You'll kind of like you're like sweating almost like spores. You have this stuff on your face. Really really good makeup, and then the pod births a new body. The original body is like destroyed, almost like implodes. Um, so yeah, and that's basically it. And yeah, people are freaking out. They're at a party at Leonard Nimoy's house. This woman starts yelling that that's not her husband. He consoles her, tries to convince her it's not true. And spoilers, later in the movie, it's revealed that Nimoy is a pod person. He's basically keeping tabs on them and betrays them. And then more of them turn. It's kind of just down to Brooke Adams, Donald Sutherland, Veronica Cartwright, um, and um, they're on the run. They're hiding. Uh, they kind of learn that if you act like them, like no emotion really, just kind of walking, you know, focused, no outbursts. They can't really tell who's a pod person, who's not. Um, but spoilers, at the end of the movie, they all become pod people. And I mean, Veronica Cartwright at the end, she's like the last one. You're not sure if Sutherland is or not, but he's walking I think it's in San Francisco, or maybe it's in Sacramento. I don't know, but he's walking. When I originally saw it, I thought he was in DC, but no, it looks like a kind of a DC building, but I think it's in Sacramento or San Francisco. But the movie mainly takes place in San Francisco. But she walks up to him, and she's kind of like whispering, like, hey, like, and then he points at her, and when they scream, they have these loud, terrifying screams. And he's basically like, hey, go get her. And then the movie ends. So it's a very nihilistic, dark movie. That's kind of a criticism I have. I mean, the first time you watch it, you don't know that, I guess. You think maybe they can survive, but it's pretty dire. I mean, they like get into a random cab at one point, and they're trying to go to the airport. The cabbie, who's played by Don Siegel, pulls over because the police are doing random stops for humans, basically. And then the cabbie points them out. Hey, get them. They already, slip out of the cab. But pretty hopeless, dark movie. Something that in the 70s there was a lot of, but at one point, Brooke Adams and him, Sutherland, trying to get onto a boat. He thinks that there's some hope there, but they're loading the pods onto the boat. He tries to burn down an area, like a, not a factory, but kind of a central hub for, I guess they're birthing the pods there. I don't know. And he burns it down, so, there's like some victory for the humans, I guess, there, but it's kind of a hopeless movie. But I do like it a lot. There's some great angles, like Dutch angles and stuff, that add to the paranoia and the disturbance of the movie. Let's see who the cinematographer is. Michael Chapman. Okay, the writer helped write Big Trouble in Little China, apparently. And Needful Things. The cinematography. Oh wow, cinematographer shot Raging Bull, The Fugitive, Taxi Driver, The Last Detail. Wow. So this guy knows what he's doing. Primal Fear. The Lost Boys. Wow. Ghostbusters 2, Scrooged. Space Jam. So, wow, really good cinematographer. It's got a great look. The director went on to do The Right Stuff, which is a pretty good movie. I think it's like 3 hours long, but it is pretty good. Apparently, that was a big influence on Interstellar by Chris Nolan. Christopher Nolan's a big fan of that movie, I guess. So yeah, the cinematographer, the director, a lot of talent. The writer, I mean, Big Trouble Little China. So, but yeah, it's a really good movie. I think I'm gonna go back and watch the original, check it out. So, and an early performance by Jeff Goldblum. So, there you go. If you're a Goldblum fan. But I think that's about it. Very good movie, kind of sci-fi horror, I would say. And it's Halloween night, so thought like I was just watching Exorcist Believer. I was absolutely atrocious, terrible, terrible movie. So I thought I'd review a good movie, and this is it. And I also reviewed Totally Killer, which I like that too. It was good. This is better, but totally different movies. Obviously, that's like a slasher. This is like a paranoia, sci-fi horror. But anyways, that's about it. If you enjoyed the review, please like, comment, subscribe, and that's about it. See you next time.